Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to race 11 of the Pepsi Racing Series. We are at Dover, the Monster Mile. This concrete, 1 mile, high banked, fast-paced racetrack is the home to race 11 of the Pepsi Racing Series, the Autism Speaks 400 at Dover. You see the field lined up on the back straightaway, getting ready to roll off. Got a few stories to tell you today. Sean Henley on the pole in the 88. Dougie Shears to his outside. Dougie Shears looking to turn around his season here. It's been a miserable one. Starting dead last today is Wes Riddle, but there's something special about his car. For the first time in Pepsi Racing Series history, the Chevrolet SS is making its debut today. There it is, Dave Blaney, or not Dave Blaney. Dave Blaney is a former driver of 36 in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Wes Riddle is the driver in the Pepsi Racing Series, driving that Chevrolet SS today for the first time. So he's going to be the guy who he's going to go down in the history books as the guy who drove the Chevrolet SS for the first time in the Pepsi Racing Series. Has his work cut out for him, though. He starts dead last. So we'll see how that Chevrolet SS does today. Chevy will be running the Chevy SS this season along with the Impala. So both
Drivers,
Chevrolet brands.
start them engines!
Oh, there you heard the drivers start damn engines. The Chevy will be driving both brands, Impala and SS, throughout the season. We'll see many drivers drive the SS this season, not only Wes Riddle. So, Sean Henley might even drive the Chevrolet SS a few times. Pace car is in. Sean Henley is ready. He's leading it down to the green flag along with Dougie Sears, Connor Breed, Logan Ryan, Samuel Mills, Dylan Petit. Here we go. The Autism Speaks 400. About to go green. Here we go. And off into turn one, they roar into the first corner. Sean Henley hanging on to the lead, 3 wide from second already. And we go through the field here. It tends to get pretty wild on the first few laps of the race, especially right here, exiting the corner. Looks like we make it a lap around the Dover International Speedway without incident. 3 wide racing, though. Meanwhile, it's all happening behind Sean Henley, though. 3 wide for second. 4 wide for second. Oh, boy, this ain't going to work out too well. Oh, contact! Crash behind him. Drake Campbell around. Hard into the wall. Now it's Racer DSM. Dougie Shears. Bunch of them. Racer DSM plows into it. Big crash in turn 1. And it all started on the back straightaway. Sean Henley coming around to take the yellow flag. Oh, now he spins! Or somebody spins. Oh, no! Sean Henley's in it now! The leader! More guys are crashing. Cody Lamas. Sean Henley, the leader. Apparently he's done now. Hard crash. Logan Ryan running 8th. Chris Stallton running 2nd. Barden, who's running 4th. Johnny Gardner running 3rd, seems to be the only one that made it through that crash without damage. What a wild, wild start to this race. Wow, that's just unbelievable. Oh, now contact there. There's Connor White with heavy damage. Dollarton has damage. Sean Henley has retired out of the race because of his damage. Alright, folks, let's settle down now and let's analyze what just happened. Sean Henley leading the race crashes out under caution. Alright, let's take a look at how this wreck started. Bring us out under caution for the first time and taking out many, many good cars here today. Alright, so this all started coming to the line here. A bunch of guys are about 4 wide. You have Logan Ryan, you have Charles Jackson, Cody Lamas, all these guys here. They're all gonna bounce off each other. Cody Lamas, right there in the 81, is bouncing off of everybody. There he is in the 81. If we can get a good shot of it, there he is. And he makes contact with Logan Ryan. You see, he's starting to go around slowly. And finally goes around. Barney Ward, he's up into the wall. He's slowing down. So now in the middle of the field, you have the 81 and the 0. Just blocking the track here. The 0 car, he's spinning, trying to save it. He's in front of the whole field, basically. 81 comes down. then comes back up, catches the 6 car, and just basically catches a bunch of guys. There's nowhere to go. It's hard to get a good angle on what just happened. But, I think the 0 car will provide a better angle. Okay, there they go. Nowhere to go. Really nowhere to go. It was basically like 2 different accidents, because right here, Trey Campbell made contact with somebody while running 4. And this is what really created made it a big crash. Barney Ward is completely sideways there. He's into the wall. Trey Campbell comes down into Dougie Shears. And Barden, they all get together. Dougie Shears smacks the wall. Then you have Racer DSM, or not Racer DSM, Pichu London and the 20 right there. They make contact. There they are. They make contact. They slide up on the wall. They take out Dougie. They go hard into the wall. Dougie just hard into the wall, man. And then they come back down the racetrack, and by that time the track is blocked, and everybody had to really check up, get hard on the brakes to avoid it. There's just Dylan Petit. Here's how he got involved in it. Oh, Dylan was actually was gonna make it through this, and he just got clipped right there by Samuel Mills, shot off the racetrack into the wall. So he was about to make it through and just barely got clipped at the last second. Wow, that sucks. There goes the leaders right there. I was going to talk about next. Sean Henley. They're racing back to the line. They're going way too fast. Here's how you can tell. They get into this corner. They see the wreck. They check up. They go sideways, hard into the wall, both of them. Johnny Gardner, meanwhile, just rolls right past him because he's smart. He slowed it down before approaching the accident scene, unlike Sean Henley and Chris Dollerton there, where they just sped on through there. Jeremy Barden, the 17, also sped in there and spun out. Here it is. He made the same mistake. He gets in there, he checks up, he goes sideways, hard into the wall. And then here comes Cody Lamas along in the 81. He's coming in there way too fast, spins it out on the apron, back up into the wall. You just can't, you gotta slow down, you gotta use those brakes. Your spotter needs to help you in a situation like that, and they had no help from their spotter. Absolutely no help. Then Logan Ryan comes in there as well. He already had damage from the first crash. He had damage from the first crash, and he comes in here and gets into Chris Dollerton and spins out. Alright, crazy chain of events here at Dover. We'll be right back with the restart. Sean Henley, who was your leader, is now crashed in the garage. Your new leader, Johnny Gardner, in the 98, if we can find him here. There he is. That's the new leader. We'll be right back with the restart. Alright, the restart comes on this lap, and I told you guys Johnny Gardner's the leader. In fact, he is not. Matthew Rodriguez is the leader. John Dillon and Dylan Petit lining up to the inside of the leader, a lap down. It's John Dillon in the 4, and Dylan Petit in the 56. It's going to be an interesting restart because Barden is going to be off the pace. He has a lot of damage. He's really going to hold up the rest of this field, I think, with that damage. So it's going to be interesting to see who can get a good restart. Sean Henley back out on track after that crash. Here we go. It's going to be an interesting restart. Matthew Rodriguez the leader. John Dillon. Dylan Petit to the inside, a lap down. Johnny Gardner. Barden with damage in third. Green flag. Looks like Barden actually got a good start. Gardner and Matthew are able to clear the lap traffic. Meanwhile, these guys are stuck behind Eric Burton, who's a lap down. Whoa, man. Things got real tight off that corner. The 24 had to check up. Matthew, what's his name? Marshall Rich. He had to check up and come back in line, and that almost caused the crash. Johnny Gardner has taken over the lead. John Dillon a lap down now, peeking to the inside. Here on lap 10 of 30. Here comes Matthew, though, back to the lead on the inside, along with John Dillon. There's the lap car. John Dillon going on by. Matthew Rodriguez now back to the lead. He's trying to go by John Dillon. Not quite able to do that. And there's Charles Jackson joining the hunt. Oh, we got a crash. Oh, big crash. Up in turn 1. Many drivers involved. A lot of them were running towards the back of the field, but that's all. But it's still a pretty big crash. Matthew Rodriguez, still your leader. Charles Jackson took over second place at the time of caution. And a lot of guys on pit road with damage. Pretty big crash on turn 1 there. Got a lot of guys with damage here in this little pack. There's Wes Riddle, running 9th in the debut for the Chevrolet SS. Pretty good for him. Alright, let's take a look at what happened to bring us out under caution for the second time here today at Dover. Pizza and motor oil do not mix. I shouldn't have to tell you that, but that's basically the 2 sponsors that were involved in this one. Jake Cole, my voice just cracked. Jake Cole and James McLeod make contact, hard into the wall, back out into traffic, nowhere to go for everyone else. Look at that accordion effect by everybody else behind him. James McLeod continued on through that crash, but everyone else behind him got a real good piece of it. Hard hits by everybody, really. Everybody was just on top of each other, and then all of a sudden they had to check up, and they're running over each other, basically. There it is right there. Nowhere to go. We saw someone just squeak by. I believe that was Dylan Petit. The 56 just barely sneak on by. There he is right there. I just saw a big flash of blue. Yeah, it was the 56. Let's see how he got through this. Whoa, baby. He never let out of the throttle. He just came flying on through that. Never even cracked the throttle. You gotta have balls to do that. Alright, there you have it. The reason we are under caution for the second time. Matthew Rodriguez, the leader here in Dover. Alright, restart's gonna come lap 16 of 30. There's really not that many cars left in this race. We got 25, 24, about 27 cars left on track after what's been a crazy day. The first 2 cautions have really provided a lot of excitement. Matthew Rodriguez, the leader. Charles Jackson second. John Dillon, Eric Burton, and Dylan Petit lining up to the inside. They are all a lap down. We get ready for this restart here, Dover. Johnny Gardner running 3rd. Chris Stollitzen running 4th despite having damage. Dax Bunday running 5th. Here we go. Restart at the Monster Mile. Matthew Rodriguez is able to clear the lap traffic, or maybe not. Here comes John Dillon back to the inside. John Dillon, despite being a lap down, has a pretty fast race car. We saw him competing with the lap down, with the leaders before that caution period. And he just passed Matthew Rodriguez. Despite being a lap down, if he can stay there, he's going to get his lap back. And here comes another lap down car. Eric Burton trying to get by Matthew Rodriguez. Here comes Johnny Gardner, 2nd place driver in the 98, looking to take over the lead from Matthew. Matthew hanging on to that for the moment. John Dillon still in front of him. We check in on the rest of the field behind him. Not much action going on. 3 wide right here. Ooh, little contact with the wall for Dax. Comes right off of it. Battle for the lead right here. Looks like they got around John Dillon. And now the 98 and the 51 are going at it for the lead. New leader, Johnny Gardner. Matthew slipping up. Here comes Brian James in the 87. We haven't talked about him all day long. He's battling for 2nd now. And we have a crash somewhere. I heard tires screeching. And yes, we do right here. Oh, Big crash. Charles Jackson, who's running inside the top 5, I believe, is around, hard on the wall. Barney Ward has damage. And with that, we are under caution for the 3rd time today. Johnny Gardner, the leader, and we'll run into lap traffic. That would have been bad. But they make it on through. Brian James has moved into 2nd place in the 87. How about that? A good run for him today. Alright, let's take a look at why we are under caution for the 3rd time today here at Dover. This time on lap 21 of 30. Let's go ahead and go to the replay. Well, Charles Jackson was running just inside the top 10. Looks like he had a run-in with our Chevrolet SS. Wes Riddle having a very, very good debut for the Chevrolet SS, running inside the top 10. Has stayed out of trouble until now, making a little bit of contact here with Charles Jackson. Ooh, sending him into the wall and back out in front of traffic. Catching Barney Ward, Aaron Williams, and others. Had to check up behind him and got some pretty good damage from that. So that ends Charles Jackson's day, that he was having a pretty good day running up front. And unfortunately it's over now. Wes Riddle, I believe he's still on track, and he continued. There he is. And he's still running inside the top 10 after that crash. He does not have that much damage, so overall a good day for the Chevrolet SS here in its debut. Now let's get back to the restart with your new leader, Johnny Gardner. Brian James in tow, though. It's going to be a wild, wild final laps here. We're inside 10 laps to go. Let's see how crazy he gets. Alright, here we go. Restart. We're inside 10 laps to go, meaning no lap cars line up to the inside of the leaders. They line up single file behind them. So John Dillon's a lap down. Then it's 4th place. Matthew Rodriguez. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Inside 10 laps to go. About 5 laps to go now. Brian James running 2nd. Eric Gatos running 3rd. And now he's about to run 2nd here. He's going to go back to the inside of Brian James for 2nd. Gatos trying to chase down Johnny Gardner. John Dillon, remember, he's a lap down. Now trying to move around the 63. There's the 51. Trying to get by him. 51 moving now into 2nd place is Matthew Rodriguez in 51. Johnny Gardner, meanwhile, is checking on out. Check on through the rest of the field. Looks like we're all good back here. Battle for 2nd. Brian James, Matthew Rodriguez, and Eric Gatos all going at it for 2nd. Now Gatos with the advantage on the inside lane, trying to get by Brian James. If he wants to catch Johnny Gardner, he only has a few laps to do it now. And he better do it before these guys behind him crash, because you know they're going to crash here. It's gonna happen. There's no way around it. He's slowly catching Gardner, but can he make the pass? Here we go. Next time around is the white flag. The next flag ends the race. Or, actually, I shouldn't say that, because the next flag is the white flag. Oh, 3 wide right here for the lead. If the caution comes out, the race is over. 3 wide for the lead. 4 wide for the lead. Oh, man. Oh, 5 wide for the lead. Oh, no. They made that work somehow. I don't know how, but they made it work, and Brian James comes out the other end with the lead. Randy Carpenter making contact with the 22. Brian James through turns 3 and 4, hanging on to the lead. Off of turn 4, Brian James wins at Dover. How about that? And somehow, I don't know where the hell he came from, but Randy Carpenter came out in 2nd. I have no idea where he came from. He came out of nowhere to finish 2nd. And we made it without caution. So that's pretty cool. Johnny Gardner finishes 3rd. Carpenter, like I said, came out of nowhere to finish 2nd. Here's your official standings. Brian James, Carpenter, Gardner, Figgle, Gatos, John Stewart, Matthew Rodriguez, Andre Lannings, Marshall Rich, and Aaron Williams. There's our Chevy SS. Wes Riddle picking up a 13th place finish. Not bad for the Chevy SS in its debut. Here's the rest of the fields as you go down through them. A lot of guys out of this race. Only 25 drivers finishing it off today. The rest of them ending up behind a wall. Connor Breton, the first of them, 42nd place finish. Tough day for him. I'll tell you who it's not a tough day for. Brian James picking up his first career victory here at Dover. Let's go ahead and let's go celebrate with that 87 here in Victory Lane today at Dover. Let's go do some burnouts. Here comes Brian James, about to celebrate his first career victory in the PRS. Tearing down the tires of the 87 AM/FM Energy Toyota Camry for Nemco Motorsports. Underfunded team getting the big victory here today. He celebrates by doing some burnout. Lately, it's been all first-time winners in the PRS. We had Martinsville, race number 8, Aaron Williams goes to victory lane for the first time. Race number 9, Richmond, Jeffrey Finguy goes to victory lane for the first time. Race number 10, the last race we had, the Speed Dome, Logan Ryan goes to victory lane for the first time. Now Dover, Autism Speaks 400, Brian James goes to victory lane for the first time. So we'll see if we can continue the streak at Darlington, the Showtime 500. That's the next race for the PRS. And we'll see if we can continue the streak of first-time winners. Brian James continues to do burnouts. I believe he has a flat tire, so it's going to be really, really hard for him to control that car. Yeah, you see how sideways it is. Yep, those rear tires are definitely flat. That back end of the car is dragging to the ground. You can see that's why it's real hard to control the car. When you want it to go left, it goes right. When you want it to go right, it goes left. Pretty hard to manage that car, and he's going to have some trouble getting it all the way down here to victory lane. Expect him to spin out a few times, and yep, do that right there at the wall. Nope. See the back end just wanting to go around just like that. Yep. He might find it easier if he just goes backwards, like he's doing right now. Going in reverse, it might just be easier. As he goes in reverse down pit road. So this is definitely interesting. He's coming down all the way to his pit box. There it is. And they'll go past his pit box. There's his pit crew. They're ready to change the tires. I don't know why. It's the end of the race. I think you guys can stop there. They're coming to victory lane now. Brian James, meanwhile, makes that right-hand turn right there to victory lane. That's a real cool feeling right there. Brian James, the winner here today at Dover, the Autism Speaks 400. Join us for race number 12 in the season. We're going to Darlington, the track that is too tough to tame. Showtime 500, race 12, Darlington. I'll see you guys all there, hopefully. Yeah, that's it from Dover. Brian James, the winner.